leave again. It's going to be somebody of that ilk. It's going to be somebody that's done some shit. That's who he's going to get. He's not going to. EB's not going to be the head coach if Ron's fired at the end of the year. Even if Ron steps down, not fired, if he just resigns, he's still not going to be coach
whoever
year,
the
bro.
team, whoever the ownership group wants it to be. I don't care who it is at the end of the day.
It's not going to be.
As I wave my curly hair,
Turner.
I think Phil's ready to derail everything. So Phil, what you got?
Forgive me because none of this is listed on your topics of discussion.
It's just a recommendation.
You're not giving an overreaction.
So
here comes Phil's entry music. All right, Phil, let's go.
Release the Kraken.
Tell your children to leave the room now.
Wait, do I need
now? Don't do that. Don't derail me. Don't derail me. Derailing you.
Let's go.
First things first. If I go, we allow 14 points. Is the best defensive performance in terms of points allowed this season. And I go on social media and everyone wants to blame Jack Del Rio.
Yeah, good point.
Why are we running with narratives that you have physical evidence that it's just not true? You allow 14 points in an NFL game, you should win 9.9 times out of 10. We didn't. Now, we've now played 7 games this season, and in 6 of them, well, I'll even say 5.5, which is still a high percentage. We come out on offense and do the same shit every single time. What happens? We don't score points. We don't get first downs. Nothing. And then at halftime, 30 minutes, 2 quarters, 50% of the game has passed you by, and you're now down by 2 scores. Now we change up everything on offense. Now we change it up. Now we change it up, and now things start working. So when does it get in Eric Bieniemy's head? By the way, he's not the only person going after, but he's going after he's the one going after first because y'all crowned him God and convinced me I was wrong and I should believe you, and I did. So, when do we start games with the game plan we always admit works in the second half of every single game? When do we start like this? When does the second half of the game become the first half of the game? When? When does this happen, Eric? We brought you in to rock the offense. Instead, you on the sidelines looking like rock. Your bald head sitting there staring at your play card like, oh my goodness, I keep calling the same plays and they're not working. I don't know what's going on.
He's just being stubborn.
At halftime says, hey, Eric, hey, you might want to do something different. Oh, yeah. I swear that's got to be what's happening.
Yeah. It feels like that's exactly what's happening.
Now,
I do put a little bit of onus on some of the players, though.
I got more. Eric's getting my Venom first because people have been deftly dodging, dipping, ducking, and diving away from giving him responsibility for the fact that this offense has been 50% good all season, at best. Sam, I think you're the man. I think you're talented. You need to step up and start talking to these coaches and tell them, this ain't working. Throw it out. This is working, and it's not getting me killed. Do more of this. In 1990, Washington was 6-5, and they were dancing around the outside of the playoffs. May or may not get in. And this is back when Gibbs was going through his we're gonna go bombs away on everybody routine that he did in the 89-90. Ernest Biner walks into his office. He says, "Coach, give me the plays, give me the ball. I can carry this team." And Gibbs did. And Ernest delivered. Went for 1,200 yards that season by the end of it. Most of them in the second half of the season went to the Pro Bowl. Hey, Brian, Chris, Antonio, will somebody go in the office and say, hey, if you hand me the ball a few more times, I could do something? And tell them, say, hey, look, coach, these quick hitting run plays actually get us positive yards. Stop running these long delayed draws, these stretch runs out of shotgun, because they don't work. They haven't worked in 7 games. How much more footage do you need? The running backs, the quarterbacks, the receivers, they have to go in there and say, coaches, this ain't working. Somebody needs to check somebody's ego around here. Because I feel like there's a lot of ego that says, no, I know better. And I know this. I'm the king of ego. And I always think I know better. But game recognized game, when I see it, I can call it out.
Yeah.
Ellie already gave you my opinion on how. I think the man has the talent, and if given the opportunity by the coaches to do something other than run for his life, can be a top 12, top 8 even starting quarterback in the NFL. He's got that level of talent.
Shout out to Commanders Declassified, Eric, Brian, Mike, and Ellie. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Make sure you go follow them on YouTube.
Now.
All right, Phil, spit it out. Come on.
It's anger. It's anger. It's anger. It's watching people tell me something is what it isn't, and something isn't what it is. You allowed 14 points to the Giants. None in the second half. You shut them out, and you still lose. You still lost. What is wrong with you? Apollo Creed said it best. There is no tomorrow. And for a lot of you, there is no tomorrow. Because you're going to be gone after this season if you don't turn some shit around right now. I'm tired of every year something happens or a game like this where we should win. And I watch Sam Howell escape on 4th down, escape a short sack, spin around, fires the ball, Dotson drops it. Yeah, I was a little behind him. You should catch that, Dotson.
You got to catch that.
I've caved so hard for you. Penn State fan, Penn State player. I told people, hey, you're worthy of a first-round pick. Show me. You know what happened? I was sitting there, and I'm like, and he drops the pass. Immediately, I stuck my fingers in my eyes. I had to pull it out to save my own vision. It was painful. All right. I should not watch this team and subject myself to random physical pain to go along with the mental and emotional one, because I watch you choke game after game after game after game. And you're choking them away, or you just don't show up.
Thomas,
that play also right before the Dotson play to McLaurin that got us in that position that he caught and got like to the 10-yard line or whatever. That to the right of that, Gibson was wide the fuck open, like for a touchdown. No one was on that dude, man. They didn't even like turn and look at him. Like when he hiked the ball and went back, he threw it to McLaurin, who caught the ball and got like 5 or 6 yards. And that's what made it 4th down. Right to the right side on that play, Gibson was running, and the linebacker messed up, was running like 5 yards behind him. He was so far over for a touchdown. I was like, he missed that one.
But when you're getting 2 seconds or less on so many of your dropbacks.
Yeah.
And you know they're going to bring the house again, and you can't trust the guys in front of them to do their job. Oh, I'm got you guys.
It was definitely a quick release though. Like it was hoping as soon as he high, he was gone.
You start firing that ball quick.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a second because we got some plays we're going to talk about. I'm going to point out where we can make this offense run. But there are 5 guys up front right now. None of them have played well to escape any criticism, but some of them are an embarrassment to the name professional offensive lineman. Andrew Wiley, go home.
Yeah,
you should retire for the sake of my own health. Retire now.
In the words of Charlie Brown, he is the pits, bro.
You should go to jail for committing fraud, for convincing somebody that you're a starting offensive tackle in this league.
Kind of like Albert Hainsworth.
Albert Hainsworth had a good year at first year.
Albert Hainsworth actually had a good year at one point.
Yeah, first year he was good, man. When Shanahan got here, he started being trash.
In a 4-3. Yeah. I'd like to bring everyone's attention to Commander Declassified podcast tweet from earlier. It says, do you notice something about this picture? And for the audio crowd, you can see our entire offensive line standing there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think that's a running back.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Giants on top of Sam Howell. This about summarizes Phil's last comments there.
I played offensive line. And look,
pretty bad.
I was not big. I was not the biggest. I was not the strongest. I was not the fastest. I wasn't even the smartest.
But you knew your damn assignment.
Always knew my assignment. I knew my assignment from the day I walked into practice. They said, this is your blocking scheme. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Those are your responsibilities in order. Coach says, what are your responsibilities? I quoted them back to him and never forgot. That was day 1.
Yeah. It's weird, man. Like, I don't know. Maybe they aren't. And I didn't really watch any of the Ryan comments because I was at work all day. And I got some of the highlight. I didn't watch the presser, the whole thing. But I wonder if somebody ever asked him, like, who is responsible for the line call outs? Who calls out protections? Because I wonder if that's a quarterback's first year doing that or if it's Gates. Because I can see him pointing out the mic, obviously. But it seems like sometimes I can tell I know I got a very good angle compared to guys on the field, but if I can tell this guy's coming, how come no one else can? You know, it's like I can almost see the blitz coming.
Did you guys hear Sam Howell's comments? He said, we knew the game plan. We knew they were going to blitz a lot. We knew they were bringing 5, 6, 7 guys. That was in the script. He goes, unfortunately, we just couldn't stop it. It's
because they didn't run max protect to keep people. If you
they had.
Why are you leaving 5 back to block?
They had Cole Turner back there a few times. He got ran through on one of them sacks, and one of them was on him. He got ran over. But you know,
a couple times.
If
you know they're going to do this 60, 70% of the time, your formations and your play calling should reflect the fact that you know this.
I
don't know.
Andrew Wiley, I am going to specifically call him out because that man refuses to block the edge.
We know he's bad.
Ellie,